Okay, good morning, all of you. Myself, Himan Suresh Patel. I work as an assistant professor in UPL College of Engineering, Kherwa, and today's topic is operating systems. So, for today's we discuss about what is the operating systems and why we require the operating systems, and also required the history of operating systems, how the operating system is invented. So let's start with. So first thing is, what is operating systems? So from any students can give me the answer what is operating systems. Generally, the operating systems, in general terms, we define that the operating system is an interface between a user and computer hardware. Think about that. If you do not have the operating systems, what happens? Okay, you cannot get any data from your hard disks, or if you want to get the data from your hard disks, how it is complex. Okay, so let's discuss that things with your example. So here we have why we need an operating system. Consider an example with a program. Write a program to sort an elements. Now if you want to write a programs for sort n elements, you require what? An elements. Okay, one more things, you require some editors for writing the programs. Okay, now once you required all such things, think about where actually is this data is stored. This data is stored at your disk, an element which are stored at your disk. First of all, that elements comes into the memories. Okay, so whenever you are creating any programs, that creating memories, fine. Once you execute that things, means execute some instruction cycles, instructions that is given to the CPU execute that things, fine, and whatever the result that is generated by the CPU, that is again stored into the memory, and for permanent storage, that is stored into the disk. At this process, some user give some input by using keyboards, as well as whatever the output that is generated by these programs, that you can see by using screen, fine. So for all resources we are required for writing a program. Now the question is that who manage this all the resources? How the data which is come from the disk to memories, and from the memories to CPUs, and who taken care about when user give the input via the keyboard, and when the output will display on your screen. All the things are managed by whom? Operating systems. Okay, so you can say that operating system is a manager. This is one type of manager that manage all these resources. Okay, that manage all these resources. So in general concept you can say, but if you want to give the definition of the operating systems, 2 point of view you can give the definition of your operating systems. See, what is operating systems? That if we want to define the operating system, there are two view. You can define from the user point of view as well as from the system point of view. The task of the operating system is different from the user point of view and from the system point of view also. So let's discuss with the user point of view. So what is that? So operating systems from the user point of view, which you can say a program that act as an intermediary between the user of computer and the computer hardware, and that define one interface for the user to use the services provided by the systems. Okay, it's like a government. General concept, we can say it's like a government. What do you think about the government? The government do any work itself? No, it does not do any work itself. It just only create the environment. It creates such type of environment. By creating such type of environment, user can access all the services of the government. Okay, by using different departments of that. So same things that create an environment. Operating system is create an environment for the user. So So user can perform its task, user can compile the program, user can run the programs, user can copy the programs, user can see the movies and many the tasks. But what happens behind that user don't know about that. Okay, but that all the things are taken care by operating system. So from the user point of view, you can see it is abstract machines. You know the concept of abstractions. What do you mean by abstractions? General concept. Abstraction is nothing, but abstraction is what? What do you consider? Abstraction is just that hide unnecessary details and pick up some most important data whichever required. That is abstractions. So here it is abstract machines. Abstract machine means hide complex detail of underlying hardware. Okay, which does not require it to display how actually the data comes from the disk to the memories and from the memory to CPUs they are assigning and how they are executing. If you show the code in front of the users on the screen, then what happens? User is irritated, that means, and it is not necessary to display that means. You must to hide all the underlying hardware. And who hide these things? Operating systems that provide you the GUI. By using the GUI you can access the service of operating systems. Okay, so that provide the common APIs that type up to the applications and services and simplify the application writing. Command interpreters is one part of the operating system that understand the executable commands that are interactively by the human beings, either by human beings or from programs. Okay, let's see that things from the user point of view. Here a user which is directly use the applications cannot directly use the services of the operating system. Applications through it can use the services of the operating systems. Okay, now you can see here in this figure the operating systems which provide the service to the users by using cells. Okay, an operating system taken care about all the hardware, okay, which is below the operating system. You can see here the CPUs, memories, network, printers, audio card, monitors. All the things are managed by your operating systems. Fine. Now the question is why we require the abstractions. As we already discussed, if we are not do this abstraction, then user getting irritated, you can say. And one more disadvantage for that, see that the application suffer. How the application suffer? It is very complicated to maintain an upgradation of any applications. If you want to maintain or if you want to change some things in your operating in your application, then what you have to do? You have to take care about all the devices. Okay, and that's become very complicated, and also no portability is there. Okay, because nowadays many machines with different operating systems. Once you write the programs for the particular machines that depend on your just only machines, you cannot run that things on the another machines. Okay, so such type of problem that is occurred. So if you want to avoid such type of problems or solving such type of problems, you have to use the operating systems, and the task of the operating system is abstractions. Abstract machine in you can say in user point of view. Fine. One more thing about the user point of view, that you can say that user want convenience and easy to use. Now once you use the personal computers, at that time whatever the user which is sitting in front of the computers, okay, whether it is a technical or non-technical person, an educated person, so what is the responsibility of the operating system is to provide good GUI, okay, and make the systems very easy to use. Okay, at the time it does not care about the more focus on the resource utilization, but the think about this systems, mainframe, okay, or server. Once the operating system designed for such kind of task, at that times designer must to taken care about what? must taken care about resource utilizations, because many requests comes simultaneously, and your operating system must handle all the things and keep all the user happy. So this is a task of the operating system from the user point of view. Now, second thing, from the system point of view, how can you define the operating systems? Once you, now we already defined the operating system by this user point of view. Now how can you define the operating system from the system point of view? So from the system point of view, you can say the operating system is a resource allocator. Here the resource means what? Here the resource is either CPU times, either input output devices, either memory space, file space, all are called a resource for the operating system, and OS is a resource allocator. So whenever you are creating any process, at that time many resources which is related to that particular process, and who manage that resources? The operating system is manage all the resources and decide between the conflicting request for efficient and fair resource use. Okay. Now again you can say the OS is a control program. OS is control program means that control the execution of program to prevent error and improper use of the computers. If the computer, we try to do not get the computers in hell, in goes into the infinity. Try to do that. Okay. So this is the definition of the operating system from the user point of view as well as from the system point of view. Now we try to discuss about the type of systems is invented. Okay. So first of all we discuss about the batch systems. What is batch systems? Okay, in batch systems generally at the same time just only one batch which is reside in the memory. Now multiple jobs but only one job in memory at a time. So just only one job at a time in memory before the next one start. That means before the next job start, the first job must be completed, its execution, then the next job can start, otherwise it cannot start. So at a single time just only one job here you can say it is a process in the memory, you can execute it. Okay. Now second one is multi-programming based systems. Multi-programming based systems. Now the question is that why we have to migrate from this batch system to the multi-programming based systems? Why we require the multi-programming? Again one question, because whenever something is new is invented, at that time in the previous system there is some problem and we suffer from that problem. Okay. Now see, in the previous what happens, in batch system just only one program, okay, which is reside in the memories. Okay. Now consider one job is look like that. To complete that jobs, okay, one job is start its execution, and during the execution that jobs want some input output operations to complete its executions. So then what happens? The transfer of execution is transferred, okay, from the CPU to the IO. Okay. Now at that time the CPU becomes idle. Okay. So you cannot properly utilize CPU. Okay. So this is a wastage of CPU utilizations. Okay. If you want to achieve this, then you have to use multi-programming batch systems. A multiple job in memory, CPU is multiplexed between them. Now here you can see from memory 0 to 512 MB, it is a memory. Some part is for the operating system and remaining is job from job 1 to job 4, and multiple jobs in the memory. Okay. So at that time, the same times many jobs that you can keep into the memory and which can run simultaneously. Okay. Last line you can see one job selected and run via the job schedulings. Okay. So which job is assigned to the CPU? That is done by whom?